Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Review, episode number 262 for Thursday, December 10th, 2009. And the film I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today is Mary and Max. Mary and Max is written and directed by Academy Award winner Adam Elliott, who I believe made a short film, a claymation animated short film that won the Oscar that year for Best Animated Short. It features voice acting from Toni Collette, Philip Seymour Hoffman, who I absolutely love, and Eric Bana. Mary and Max is also a claymation animated film about two people, as you guessed it, Mary and Max. And Mary is this 8-year-old girl who lives in Australia. She's very lonely. She has no friends. I believe the first description of her, as done by the narrator, is that her eyes were the color of muddy puddles and her birthmark is the color of poo. And so she's kind of a loner. Her mother is a drunk. Her father is kind of a recluse. He sits in the basement. He stuffs dead birds. She gets the bright idea one day to go through this phone book and just point to a random name, and she said, I'm going to start writing to this person. So she picks Max Horowitz, and Max Horowitz is a 44-year-old man who lives in New York, and she starts kind of writing to him and becoming pen pals with him. He has some problems of his own, which I might get into a little later. And sort of a friendship starts to flow from these letters, and what ensues is quite a delightful and powerful little movie. I think Mary and Max is one of those films that I had never heard of until people started messaging me about it, saying how absolutely amazing it is. All this stuff. I'm always a little cautious when people tell me how great something is, just because the hype is already there for it. But I think Mary and Max really does deserve to be seen, and it lives up to that hype. I know it's such a small movie, and I haven't even really reviewed it yet, but please, Academy, please nominate this movie for Best Animated Feature. I know that nobody has ever heard of it. I'm sure that Up is going to win, but I really hope that this is nominated and recognized. I think that Mary and Max is definitely not a kid's film, but I think that it is a film that showcases just what it feels like to be a kid. Again, I know I've said that so many times with Where the Wild Things Are and other films that have come out this year, but I think Mary really encapsulates what it's like to be 8. There's a scene in the beginning when she sees two dogs that are basically trying to have sex, and she says, I wish I had a friend to play piggyback with. That just is so telling in itself. And I think the big strength of Mary and Max is that there is very little dialogue in the entire film. The entire film is basically told by a narrator, which usually if somebody were to tell me that about a film, that would turn me off immediately. But it really works with Mary and Max. All of the dialogue that you hear comes from them reading the letters to each other that they've been sending back and forth. And it's really kind of a touching, almost depressing film. But it's also very bittersweet and very real, I think. I think the ending to this film is pitch perfect. I know it might upset some people, but I think that it's the only way it needed to be ended, and I think it showcases just how much of a perfect thing Mary and Max had for each other. Like I said, I was going to explain Max a little bit. He's 44 years old. He also doesn't really have any friends. He doesn't really understand love. He's obese and he overeats. He also has Asperger's syndrome, and all this sort of thing. So they're like these two people that are so unperfect and are just going through life not experiencing it. And I feel like this film really showcases how through these letters, these two people come together, and it's almost magical in a way to watch it unfold. I absolutely enjoyed every single second of Mary and Max. If you can find it online, find it. If you want the link to it, message me, I will send it to you. It's one of the best films I've seen all year, which is very interesting for me to say, because I think this is the third animated film that may just end up on my top 10 list of 2009. I give Mary and Max a 5 out of 5. I applaud you filmmakers for making this film. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with another one for you.